Hello, welcome back to my channel, Revit Money Talks. Okay, so in today's video, we are going to talk about how do we start investing. Okay, half of 2022 has passed, so let's look at how can we improve the second half of year 2022 so that when the end of the year comes, we can be in a better position than how we started the year with. And hopefully in this video, be it you are a seasoned investor or a first-time investor, I hope it gives you a bit of a refresher in remembering why do we start investing in the first place, and more importantly, to let us be aware of what are the financial instruments or products that are out there in the market so that we have more choices to look at before we start investing. So this video should cover the why, the where, the what, and the how to investing. Okay, so without further ado, let's get started. Okay, let's look at the fundamental basics of why do we need to invest. Think about it. What is the headline out there today? If you can look at the slide itself, we can see that inflation is at a 13-year high. Never do we have such high inflation for the past decade. So with that taken into perspective, there is a fundamental need for us to preserve our money. So the first objective is for wealth preservation. So headline inflation is at 5.6%, core inflation is at 3.6% based on May's data. So what it means is that if your money is not generating return close to that rate, you are essentially losing money every day. That means the purchasing power of your money is reducing and depreciating. Okay, core inflation actually excludes our private transport and accommodation, so it should reflect a more accurate data on how a typical Singaporean use their expenses on a monthly basis. But at the end of the day, what I want to share is that inflation is at an all-time high, coupled with the sad fact that no savings account in Singapore offer close to that rate of return. So like I said, if you think that putting your funds inside savings account is a way to preserve your money, I'm sorry to say that no. In fact, you are actually losing money every day on a depreciating basis. So with that in mind, there's a fundamental need for us to preserve our money. The second objective, besides wealth preservation, we need to look at wealth accumulation. Why? If you actually look through my previous videos, these are the two main objectives. Why do we need to invest our money? Wealth preservation, in a nutshell, can only keep the value of our money intact. But unfortunately, it is unable to let us grow our money. So with that in mind, you all must think collectively as a whole that besides doing your wealth preservation, there's also a need to do a wealth accumulation. So in a nutshell, it means there's a fundamental need for you to grow your money so that money makes money. One example I can think of is you can use the power of compounding returns as a rule. For example, using this rule of 72, you all just need to use 72 divided by the rate of return that your money is growing at. That should give you an estimate of the number of years it will take to double your money. So don't be surprised by that. So at the end of the day, the purpose of my channel is to let money work for you. That's why I'm here. Be it for your retirement goals, your personal dreams, your family planning, or your milestones, be it which stage of the life cycle you are at. Lastly, start from savings and with investing. What does that mean? That means, every month we have our paycheck, we save after we spend. That's only a fundamental start for us to save up. But after we have saved up, we need to end off with investing. So that's why, like I said, we start from saving, we end with investing. Even the same principle can be applied to life. We start working as early as early 20s all the way to 30, 40, so on and so forth. By the time we reach, our retirement age, we need to let our money work for us. That is where, we need to use investment to generate the returns that we want. So these two principles, please take note. The fundamental need, why do we need to invest? Okay, so you understand the need to invest. So what's next? Okay, so first and foremost, like what I shared, you must know your priorities or objective. Are you looking at wealth preservation or are you looking at wealth accumulation? For wealth preservation, I'll be more than glad to share some of these products or even ways out there that I personally know. Please take note that this list is not exhaustive. So that means there could be other products out there that I may have missed out, but these are the more common products that we are more familiar with. So first and foremost, government saving bonds. These are government saving bonds that you all can purchase via any local banks out there by actually through an ATM machine, okay, and you all can start invest on a monthly basis. Secondly, besides that, there are insurance plans out there offered by banks or even insurance companies. They protect your capital, but you invest with them for a certain period of time, you get back your principal plus a projected rate of return. Next, bank structured deposits. These are products that is offered by the bank itself. Your capital is protected unless touch wood, the issuer, which is the bank itself, becomes insolvent. If not, your capital is protected. Other than that, our famous CPF. As we all know, CPF offers a higher interest rate than our savings account, so I'm not stopping people for investing or even putting inside funds in their CPF. No right, no wrong. Lastly, cash. Why do I say cash? Because as we all know, in this current market condition, some people may prefer to hold cash. There's always a pros and cons. With the rising interest rate due to inflation, our deposit rates in Singapore also get increased. So you can just find out what are the rates that local banks or even foreign banks are offering in terms of fixed deposit or higher interest savings account. It could be a short-term way to park your cash. So this is the primary ways which you can actually preserve your money at a low risk nature and potentially earning some form of returns. Okay, next, wealth accumulation. Okay, this space has so many products and solutions out there. So like what I mentioned earlier, this list is not comprehensive. These are the more common ways which people invest, or I personally know in terms of how to grow my money out there. So one of the more popular ones is like what I shared in my previous video: unit trust, mutual funds. Other than that, we have our REITs and ETF. So what do that means? REITs are your real estate investment trust. ETFs are your exchange traded funds. Both are actually traded through an exchange, which you all can actually invest in. Next, we have the most popular way out there, which is to invest in shares or stocks of companies to actually get invested in the company that you like. Okay. Other than that, we have commodities like gold, oil, so on and so forth. Cryptocurrencies also over the past few years a very popular way which people invest, but I'm not going to go into how good or bad they are. Real estate, which is more primarily in the form of private housing, property investment. Insurance plans out there, more towards investment link or regular premiums insurance plans. All these are products which banks and insurance companies offer. Lastly, bank structured products, which they are offering at a more higher segment out there, which can give you the advantage of investing with cash and also with some form of financing or leveraging involved. So after you know about the various products and solutions that is out there for you to either grow or preserve your money, how do we do it? Okay, there are a few ways. Primarily, if you're someone who wants to do it by yourself, okay, these are the various products that you can actually do it through DIY measures. So investing via your cash, CPF, government savings bonds, your unit trust, which some platforms out there can allow you to purchase. Your shares, like I said, all you need to have a trading account out there. Your REITs and ETF similarly through your own trading account. Your cryptos, and lastly your commodities, which is your oil, your gold, etc., which retailers or even banks out there to provide if you're interested. So all these, like I said, are more towards investing on your own if you are someone who do not need a professional advisor. So if you are new to investing and you do not want to risk your own money to blindly invest, why not get someone to do it for you? So in this space, we are talking about products that you can actually purchase through a professional out there. So some examples could be your capital guarantee insurance plans, like what I mentioned earlier, which you can purchase through your insurance agent or even through banks. Secondly, your bank structured products, which you can purchase through banks as well. Unit trust, which yes, you can purchase through a professional financial advisor. Insurance policies, be it investment link, endowment policies, Yes, all these can be purchased through your insurance agent or your bankers as well. Corporate bonds, mainly through banks, but they have a catch. You need to invest an amount of above 200 or 250,000. So it's not readily available to any individual or retail investor out there. So yeah, you can actually find out more on your own if you are interested. Bank structured products, similarly, like I said, with the power of using leveraging or financing, this can be done via banks as well through a relationship manager or a client advisor. Lastly, of course, if you want to invest in a property, you can't buy on your own, right? You need to engage a housing agent to actually do it for you. However, please take note that there is no guarantee that getting someone to do it for you means that your returns will be necessarily better. No. Okay. Yes, all these products come with a charge and a cost. It's in the obligation to actually ensure that they do well for you. But like I said, in investing, nothing is guaranteed. Okay, we just need to make our own risk return assessment and calculation. Okay, so after we know the what and the where to get invested, lastly, the how. So the most important thing is to look at is, like I said, if you are someone new to investing or you are someone new to the workforce where your emergency funds is not sufficient yet, okay, you can start off by investing small amounts monthly. So for example, if you have less than 6 months emergency funds, I would not encourage you to invest in a larger amount. Why not start small every month to actually get the taste of investing, and at the same time building up your emergency funds first, so that you know after that you can be more comfortable and confident to invest more. Okay, if you are someone who has more than 6 months emergency funds, like I said, the options are more for you. You can either go lump sum investing with the various products mentioned out there, or you can invest a larger monthly amount. Dollar cost averaging is an idea which I shared in my previous videos. So if you want me to share on should we do dollar cost averaging or lump sum investing, like I said, there is no right, no wrong, depends on your own financial situation. But of course, each has its own advantages. Currently, if you ask me honestly, dollar cost averaging might be a better way for you to enjoy the market volatility, and of course the more disciplined manner for you to get invested. Okay, so you may think of one of the ways which I shared earlier in my videos of using 50% to invest into something that is fixed and is very systematic for a longer period of time, and 50% into a more flexible and non-obligational product which you can withdraw for emergency purposes, so that at least you know that your money is not all locked in. Okay, so thank you so much for actually going through my sharings. So let's do some summary before we wrap up this video. Point 1, are you investing for the sake of wealth preservation or wealth accumulation? Okay, do be clear about that before you start investing. Okay, secondly, do know the respective products for each financial objective and how do you want to get started. Okay, like I said, there are so many products up there. Okay, you may want to do your own research on which one could be more aligned with your risk profile before you start investing. So thirdly, after you know what you want to buy, how do you want to do it on your own, or do you want to get a professional to do it for you? Okay, each have its own pros and cons. Like I said, if you want to learn about investing, there's no harm in doing your own research and start investing on your own. But do take note that you are fully responsible for your profits and losses. Okay, if not, like I said, there are so many professionals out there. Give your trust to them to start investing. Okay, lastly, investing via a dollar cost averaging concept or lump sum concept is also a way to actually strategize in terms of how you want to invest. If you are in for the long run, then I would, like I said, dollar cost averaging might be a method that you want to consider. If you are someone who have a high liquidity of cash, then of course you can invest a lump sum as well. So yep, with that in mind, this comes to the end of my sharing today. It's just a quick crash course on why do we need to invest, what can we invest in, what are our priorities, objectives, and how do we go about doing it. Okay, so I hope that everyone can have a great second half of 2022 together. Do comment out there that if you have any ideas or topics that you want me to go through, or any questions that you may want me to actually elaborate or share more on, I'll be more than glad to share. Okay, so if you find this video helpful, do like, subscribe and share with your loved ones out there. And with that, take care and see you soon.